truth and light, where the spirits dance all night. The Creator gang shines bright, guiding us with all their might. Trumpets sound across the sky as we raise our voices high, praising the one most high, under the auspice watchful eye. We sing songs of love and grace in this sacred space. For the Creator gang we embrace, their wisdom we chase, with trumpets playing in tune under the silvery moon. We dance until the morning sun, this connection never undone. Harmony in every beat, our faith is concrete. Through the pages of the OSP, ancient wisdom on display, teaching us the righteous way, leading us to a brighter day. With each trumpet blast, we're reminded of the past and the love that will ever last in this divine contrast. United in spirit, we uplift and hear it. We sing songs of love and grace in this sacred space. For the Creator gang we embrace, their wisdom we chase, with trumpets playing in tune under the silvery moon. We dance until the morning sun, this connection never undone. We sing songs of love and grace in this sacred space. For the Creator gang we embrace, their wisdom we chase, with trumpets playing in tune under the silvery moon. We dance until the morning sun, this connection never undone.
Me at the 9th hour, charges against me, attempts to arrest me, apostate Jews, Pharisees and Sadducees. I spoke parables to the multitude at Galilee, paint pictures with parables that'll fill up a gallery. Zealous Jews, killers on a salary, jealous and confused, heart harking, burning like calories. Restore the blind, raise the dead from the coffin, bruh. But my command make angels sing like an orchestra. The scribes took notes saying I'm a sorcerer. Reports above my head, flying sorcerers. Ascending and descending lights from the Etherian heights. 9th hour daytime turn to midnight. The ground started vibrating hard as the temples and synagogues are destroyed by God. The children of God can make God. Salute Malachi Maccabee, Cosmon Cal, Bronze Yogi, Yare Ya, Creator Gang Gang, peace to the goddesses. We gonna set the record straight.
I never will. I never will.
I know these clowns named folk, man, they a fucking joke. Naphtali tried to explain the Ark of Noah's boat. Nag Hammadi exposed the whole shit as a hoax. She had the nerve to say the earth is 6,000 years old. And tried to use Gobekli Tepe for the Ark of Noah. But what you ought to know, your sources got burned like an arsenal. So pack it up and throw them scripts in the trash. Your God gets stoned to death for prophecies not coming to pass. Like America's supposed to get hit with the nuclear blast. 24 years later, we look back at you niggas and laugh. I should pick rocks and stone you niggas myself. Throw you in a lake of fire, watch your skin start to melt. Shawshan be the first to get blamed. When I heard the shots, look, left his people and ran. Damn. K. Judah, you feel to be a shooter. You not a teacher, you a tutor, hiding behind computers. Naphtali, you not ready for Mali. He exposed to go for wood from the Ark, come out of Cali. Long Beach, Naphtali better run a retreat. Your champion looking bad on these YouTube streets. When I waving the white flag as a sign of defeat. Bow down like Jehu and kiss the boot on my feet, nigga. Your Messiah can't save shit. Where was the Messiah when we was chained to them slave ships? Praying to a God that return ain't say shit. The God of war got you niggas stuck in a slave pit. Talking about that prophecy, more like propaganda from a false God democracy. FOP for our people's edification. You not edifying, but lying to the Israelite nation. Think you following God when you following Satan. Stiff-necked and stubborn like them goddamn Jamaicans. Come against Creator, gang, your doctrine's dying. When Mali cut Naphtali, she almost started crying. She ran to her husband and screamed, baby, I'm trying. That's what happens when you put a pussycat against a lion. Yeah, Creator gang is undefeated. FOP is washed up. Y'all put y'all goddess on the front line and she got her head blown off. Creator gang is undefeated. We out of here. Creator gang is undefeated. I keep it real, pack the steel if whoever want it. Clap, Judah be running laps when he get confronted. Got Devil Cosmon and knock you off of 500. They hit the club, roll up a Judah dub, forever blunted. Contemplating on who we gonna take out next. Got Cosmon, Cal, Malik, Mac can be the best. The 4 horsemen who understand the business. Contract killers won't hesitate to kill a witness. 21 bodies executed on my hit list. JJ trying to watch me, trying to take pictures. Yara working with woods and paint, a bunch of snitches. Peer pressure separate the real from the bitches. Niggas be gang until you start to bang bang. Let a nigga brains hang on everybody like dang. You thought it couldn't happen. Yara wouldn't smoke 9/11 Manhattan. Bullets in his breastplate, both lungs collapsing. Hands reaching in the air for the air he grasped it. The flyer was made, Sila Shalom first captain. But the captain ran away just like if nothing happened. I'm a certified killer. Peel a nigga, cut him open and feed him his own liver. Graphic is how I paint the picture. Shoot shots like a pitcher. Split JJ like a swisher. Cut the head off for the lion's den and watch the rest of the body quiver. Call shots I deliver when it's crunch time on the trigger. Got 2 pair of eagles fly like seagulls when it's time. I scoot out, shoot out. Air out Yara every time. Standing behind enemy lines, killing my enemies every time. Defend the faith like Muslim Sunni soldiers at a shrine. I facilitate thoughts beyond the thoughts of mankind. Creator gang is in the prime while you niggas get left behind. Creator gang is undefeated. Salute, Daryl Cosmon, Cosmon Cal, Malachi Maccabee, and the whole Creator gang. Nigga, we outside with it. All that huffing and puffing don't mean nothing. You step in the dojo. Creator gang is undefeated. Creator gang is undefeated. Know that. Know that. They not like us. Separate the real from the fake is a must. We stand on Creator and no God we trust. Team Kemet got crushed into powder and dust. Woo! Kemet looking bad now. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many men down? Look at us all running, ducking, trying to skip town. Now power one it in. You Hebrew, what you Kemet now? Siding with the people that enslaved your own people now? Chop you up into pieces and throw you in the river now. Bet you right beside you, get ate by Kemetic crocodile. Look, we got them running, covering square miles. Scared to death, what's left only to take the crown. Get smashed down on your own stomping ground. We took over like the Hicksons on your turf doing a disco. 2-stepping, no half-stepping with the info. You wouldn't even know the book of the dead, bro, if it was wasn't for the translation done by Miss Sparrow. Your time's narrow, semi-missiles blow out your arch arrows. Arches down, so goes the Pharaoh. I saw him reading the glyphs like he an expert. But where he learned that from? This about to hurt. First translation came from Samuel Birch. European Egyptology gave you it first. You couldn't translate a bird to a word without looking up them European definition verbs. Y'all niggas acting like y'all blackity black. Frontin' to the people, man, y'all niggas actually whack. Your pathetic comedic creation meant it's a trap. The blind leading the blind with no actual facts. Shabario Saze, you softer than Sade. Come to find out he followed Yahweh. That was your execution. You par Rosicrucian. Western thought you using. You are quite confusing. Don't know what you doing. How my eye got you moving. Right now you are losing. At your wake I'm viewing. R.I.P. communion. Mummy wrapped in ruin. OSB is ruling. Science has been proven. All motion moving. You live in an illusion. Who you think you fooling? Think you need some schooling. It's like Reggie out here living in a ghost town. Walking around like I see dead people around. I don't believe in spirits, but I believe them now. Stuttering Stanley, you can have a seat now.
Stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley. Shut up, you freak.
Freaky ass Kim and they got 69 gods. Freaky ass Kim and they got 69 gods. Freaky ass Kim and they got 69 gods. 69 gods, 69 gods. Freaky ass Kim and they got 69 gods. Freaky ass Kim and they got 69 gods. Freaky ass Kim and they got 69 gods. 69 gods, 69 gods. 69 god ass niggas. You know what I mean? That's just how we do around these parts. What up, family? Peace to the gang. Creative gang in the building. You know what I mean? CGG, FGK for life. You know what I mean? Want to come on quick, fast. You know what I mean? This is an open session. We got a debate going down at 8 o'clock, premiering live right here on Sila Shalom TV, hosted by Creative Gang. We're going to see how this turn out. Hopefully the brothers show up. You know how these debates is. You know, a lot of time niggas are talking about they want to do a debate, but then when it come down to the nitty gritty and they get close to the date, niggas start shivering in their boots. Shiver me timbers. You know what I mean? Let me get the flyer. Let's see. That's the flyer right there for the debate. That's what's about to go down at 8 o'clock tonight in a couple of hours. Stay tuned. You know what I mean? The Nag Hammadi. Who know about the Nag Hammadi? You know, this is an open session. I'm going to drop the link. Anybody want to come on for a minute? You know what I mean? People come on, speak your piece. You know what I mean? What you think about this topic? What's your take on it? The Nag Hammadi. You know what I mean? Is that parallel to the Bible? And does it predate the Bible? That's the topic of discussion. Brother Yahya, he's going to be bringing his presentation. Hemi's supposed to be bringing his presentation. We're going to see how this clash ends up. You understand? I got to show my screen. There, go right there. Boom. Creative Gang TV presents Battle of the Holy Books, hosted by Creative Gang Yahya Batu, Hemi the Barbarian. Those are the two competitors. There's the Nag Hammadi. What's good? Let me put the link in the chat. Anybody want to hop on? Hop on. Don't be scared. You ain't debating us. We're so good. I just want to know y'all take. What's your take on the Nag Hammadi? I read that a long time ago. I don't even remember too much about it. That's how long it's been. But it's good when brothers have these type of debates. You can brush up on it, revise and re-jog your memory. Like, oh yeah, now it's clicking. I know about, okay, come on in. Nigga Thustra. Hit that link, nigga Thustra. Talk about it. Talk about it. Damn, my sis calling. I gotta call her back. Talk about it. Nag Hammadi. Let's see what the Nag Hammadi look like. Let's pull that up real quick. The Nag Hammadi. There you go, right there. I don't want to give up too much for the debate, but we're just going to just take a quick look what it is. You know what I mean? Got you, King. Where we at with it? Present. So there you go, right there. Quick AI overview. The Nag Hammadi codices are a collection of ancient books that were discovered in 1945 in Upper Egypt. The codices contain over 50 texts, including the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Philip, and the Gospel of Truth. The discovery of the Nag Hammadi codices is considered one of the most important finds of the 20th century. Okay, so it's dealing with the Gospels. Interesting. There you go. A depiction of how it looks. That is Greek, obviously. So this is written in Greek. And depending on the time period, because I know the Ptolemaic time period was heavy in the Greek, but that predates the Gospels. First century dominated really with Latin. Could that be Latin? Hold up. Is that Greek or Latin? Let me see. It don't say right here. That could be Latin, but it looks Greek. I could be wrong. But it'll let us know soon right here. Let's see. Let's see here. I don't want to go too deep into it because I know the brothers got to do their lecture on it. You got to do his debate on it. So I now want to go too blood clot deep because you know the eyes gonna go deep. The Nag Hammadi Library is a collection of early Christian and Gnostic texts. All right, so it's dealing with the Christian Gnostic period. So we're talking Common Era. We're talking Common Era anywhere from the first, second, third century, pre-Constantine, perhaps. Oh, we have a date. 13 leather-bound papyrus codices buried in a sealed jar were found by a local farmer named Muhammad al-Saman. The writings in these codices comprise 52, mostly Gnostic treatises, but they also include 3 works belonging to the Corpus Hermeticum and partial translation, alteration of Plato's Republic. All right, so this really seems like it's just a collection of work. In this introduction to the Nag Hammadi Library in English, James Robinson suggests that these codices may have belonged to a nearby, let's say, Pacomian monastery and were buried after Saint Anastasius condemned the use of non-canonical books in his Feastal letter of 367. Now look at that. Switch gears real quick. They always want to talk about, oh, we don't go by the book of Enoch, or we don't go by these particular gospels because it's not in the King James or it's not in the Bible or whatever excuse. You had Saint Anastasius condemning niggas for not having non-canonical books. Man is the dictator of what books is decided. You know what I mean? God didn't decide what books is going to be in the goddamn King James Bible. That was man's work. He selected what books. If the book of Enoch would have been in the Bible, y'all would have been rocking with the book of Enoch. The context of the codices were written in the Coptic language. The best known of these works is probably the Gospel of Thomas, of which the Nag Hammadi codices contain only a complete text. So the contents of the codices were written in Coptic. In Coptic. Okay. Interesting. Let me see who hopped on. The one and only Bronze Yogi. What's good?
Peace to the God, man.
Speaks to the righteous God. What's up,
Yes,
my guy?
sir. Yes, sir, man. What's going on, man? I see you talking about the debate tonight, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Hopefully these brothers show up and show out. I want to see what's going on with the topic of this. I mean, with the what the outcome going to look like. Because
It's it's an interesting topic too, man.
it is because it seems like the Nag Hammadi text has a lot to do with first century gospel writings.
Yeah, you know why that's been going on lately.
Yeah, bro, they fighting over. I see Sonetta had them niggas on the rope earlier about Jesus being God. You know what I mean? And the other cats are defending that Jesus is not God. So it's like they still wrapped up in that. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a cycle. You know, it'd be hot for a minute, go away, then come right on back.
Right, right. But then when the gang come through, you know what I mean? It's like, oh nigga, here come these niggas, man. You know these niggas ain't gonna play fair. You know when you was young and you had some kids pull up and they just bully the block and you be like, man, y'all cheating, you cheating, and that's the best thing you could get them niggas is that you cheating because someone's dominating and shit. You know what I mean? We trying to raise the people up to let them know that nigga, y'all worshiping men. Gods are men. These are deities y'all talking about.
And fresh off the press, though, I'm curious to see how the brother with the Nag Hammadi gonna come with it.
Now the brother with the Nag Hammadi, I think that's Yaya, because he's the one who hit me up about the debate. He was like, he want to have a debate on a neutral platform about with this one cat. So I said, shit, all right, let me know. Give me the date. Y'all available. Give me the topic. And I put together the flyer. And then he gave me that. The is the Nag Hammadi parallel to the Bible? And does it predate the Bible?
And that's the trip about it because some of the wisdom that's in the Nag Hammadi, man, you ain't gonna find that in the regular books. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
because they said they got the Gnostic text mixed in with it.
yeah. So it's like either way, you know, uh, you're gonna learn certain things in either one. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, I'm interested in to see the brother prove. I'm interested to see which either one comes with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right, because it seems like it's a two-part debate. Like the first half, it seems like is the Nag Hammadi parallel to the Bible? No, that's one topic. You know what I mean? The next one is, does it predate the Bible? So the first topic for me is going to catch my interest because it's like, I want to see what type of parallels does the Nag Hammadi got in comparison with the Bible. And, and to say Bible is kind of vast because, like according to when I just read a little bit with the Nag Hammadi, it showed that they got the Gospels, Thomas, the Gospel of Philip, some of these first century Gospels. So the parallel more likely would have to probably come with first century text because I don't really not sure if they got Old Testament parallels with the Nag Hammadi and Bible. I wonder if the brother gonna bring that out. That'll be interesting to see. But the New Testament definitely you can see it. It's there just from that little bit of read we just read. Where you go, nigga?
I was Talking to the short leggeds, man.
They gonna leave me hanging after in mid discussion and shit. You know what I mean? Then we
You
give
know,
a profound answer and you just disappear on the nigga and shit.
I be multitasking, bro. I be
I already
multitasking.
know, nigga. Your hands full like a motherfucker, boy. Hey, you gonna be one of them gods in the atmosphere. Jehovah will have your ass on plenty missions, multitasking like a motherfucker. Yeah, but we're gonna see. This is gonna be an interesting debate right here. The Nag Hammadi versus Bible. We know Bible. You know what I mean? We know dates too, so that's gonna be interesting because the Bible, you know, that's a vague statement to say how old the Bible. You know, the Nag Hammadi has the Nag Hammadi, you know, it was discovered in 1945. But it said it's written in Coptic. Shows you time periods of first century, second century, third century. You know what I mean? But then with Bible, depending on how, you know, how he dated, because the Bible has several dates depending on, because it's a progression. It's a progressional book. The Bible is a progressional book over time. So you have different dates for different established time periods for the Bible. For example, like you have start with Moses. Moses supposedly came with the commandments. So let's say that's 15th century, 14th century BC, for those who believe in the 14th century, that's the time period. So that's one time, that's one date, 15th century BC, before Common Era. Then the next date after that would be the time of Ezra, when Ezra reestablished the text known as the Tanakh, and that is dated to 450 BC. See that? Then after that, we get the Septuagint under the reign of the Ptolemies, and that's around the second, third century BC. That's another date. So that's 3 dates right there, 3 time periods of a progressional book being manifested. And then after the Ptolemies, you got what? You got Constantine. You know what I mean? What's the time? 325, whatever date that is? That's another date. Boom. And then after Constantine, you got, let's go to the Gutenberg Bible in the 14th century, 15th century, the first printed Bible. Right? Boom, that's another time period. Then you got the Geneva Bible. You got all these different books, different Bibles.
Yep.
The Geneva Bible. Then comes the King James Bible. You got dates for the Bible throughout history at different times because it's a progressional book. Go ahead, yo.
Yeah, and it's interesting too how even though Watchby brings out how the Geneva Bible was the first one to come to America.
Yeah, the Geneva Bible, yup. Niggas talking about the King James, they need to be on that Geneva Bible.
They don't want to hear that though. Christians don't want to hear that though.
Wow. They want to follow King James. They want to talk about John Newbro, but King James got that demonology hanging over their head. Daryl Cosmo said Yahweh is a demon God. And then he proved it, and then we got evidence that King James has a book called Demonology. So he transferred the demon in that demonology book to the goddamn King James Bible.
Yeah, I got that mug floating around there somewhere, man. It's over in one of these piles of books, that demonology book.
Yeah, man.
You know, we study everything over here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly. What y'all just say? Get knowledge and understanding. It's better to know than not to know.
Exactly.
Even if you don't believe it. Niggas ain't sitting around here running around believing in Santa Claus, but nigga know the goddamn story and shit. The nigga woke. He knows when you woke and he know when you sleep. He come down the chimney and give you gifts and shit. See? You know the story. You don't believe the shit though, but you know it. So that should be your outlook in life. You always know knowledge is power. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yo, I'm about to goddamn focus on the music video in a minute, son. Back on that music. Yeah.
Man, look,
I take this music.
man. Let me tell you, man. Hey, when it come, it's gonna come, man.
Hey, you
Uh,
said that Credit Gang mixtape, man. We need to go ahead and drop that for the people, son.
and the thing is, man, like, believe it or not, a lot of it is pretty much done. We just got to lay them lyrics down, man.
Yeah. I'm still working on that one joint, the first one. I'm gonna work on that one, yo. It's a couple of them you had gave me. That lock, load, shoot. I'm gonna work on that one. That shit was crazy. Yes, son. What we got popping?
Where Cloud Kicker at? He floating around here somewhere.
Yeah, you know that nigga floating around and shit. You know what I mean? Niggas taking their excursions to different areas of the cosmos. But yeah, I'm interested to see what this shit gonna pan out to be. Yeah. Who you think gonna take it?
I don't know, man. It just depends on who come with the information, man. You know, because I mean, the Nag Hammadi, like I said before, it's got some good information, man. It's the way, in my opinion, it's like level 2 of the gospel. You know what I'm saying? But then you got these apologists out here that be like, "Oh well, that wasn't God inspired," or they're forgeries and all that kind of mess. And it's just like they only call it forgeries because you know they coming from a standpoint of they locked in, they in the box. Like there ain't no higher knowledge than the 66.
Right, and that shit been getting beat up lately too and shit.
Man,
Jimmy Carter bitch ass done got exposed. Peace,
Yeah,
Cosmo. What's good, King?
man, what's going on, bros? What's the word?
Hey man, just sitting up here kicking it, just was doing some
Cloud Kicker in the building.
What up? You know what I mean? Just kicking hopes and dreams out the sky. Hey, you still having the debate tonight, right? Them boys coming through, right?
We gonna see. When 8 o'clock come, I'm gonna hit the nigga with the link, like y'all niggas tap in. See what niggas standing
Man,
on.
I hope none of these boys cowered out, man.
Yeah, I already got a little son. I already got word of little son, but you know what I mean? Y'all gonna come through still, he gonna do his thing, but you know what I mean? We're gonna see if son show up.
Hope the other brother don't run. You dig what I'm talking about?
He's supposed to be standing on Bible.
Huh?
He's supposed to be standing on Bible. The other nigga.
Yeah, I heard he was the debate title. They was arguing over the title or something like that. It was. I don't think it was supposed to have nothing about parallels in it. It was just supposed to be about who was the older one, which one was older. But if you think parallels in the Bible prove that it's older, you did what I'm talking about. Well, you just gonna have to prove that. You did what I'm talking about because the major point in there is, you know, they're talking about the same book, so of course they're gonna have, you know, or one inspired from the other, that they're gonna have parallels. Duh. You did what I'm talking about. That's not even, nobody would debate that. But the fact is, if the Bible is older than the Nag Hammadi, well, then that knocks out whatever your parallel got to say because it comes later. So I hope the brother doesn't, you know, just because of the title, you know, run from a debate. You dig what I'm talking about? Or, you know, hope he just put his big boy pants on and come to debate. You dig what I'm talking about? Don't coward out. But, you know, yeah, I don't put nothing, you know, I don't put that cowardly gene past nobody. You could be a Christian or Israelite, a Bible thumping Nag Hammadi guy and be a pure coward. So, you know what I mean? You know, you could not believe in no God. You could be atheist and be 100% coward. So if he really about debating, he'll show up. But if not, it is what it is. You dig what I'm talking about? I hope these brothers just strap it on, man, and come show us a great show.
Yeah, exactly.
You dig what I'm saying? Instead of doing all that talking in the back chat and whoop-de-whoop this and whoop-de-whoop that, you know what I mean? But when it's time to actually throw down, you dig what I'm talking about? You running like a coward. You dig what I'm talking about? And that's for whoever don't show up. I don't have a dog in this fight either way. That's why it's good for them to come over here because we unbiased.
And not only that, nigga, we the undisputed fucking champions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, y'all can't beat us. We beat the brakes off the Israelites, the whole Hebrew camp.
Yeah,
we got the best of them.
Yeah, we got the track record. So it's like when I seen what happened to Billy Carson, it showed like, look, this nigga ain't never really been in no real debate.
No,
this nigga got chopped up on topics where it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, come on, bro, you got exposed bad.
It's looking bad for Billy, man.
And you would think, as he said, he been doing it for 30 years, bro. You should have been. You already know what it is. You should know what it is.
You should know what it is.
Man,
and now, unfortunately, he's the pinata of the internet right now.
Yeah, the Christian apologist using his head as a pinata.
Yo,
man,
let me tell y'all niggas something. The Christians looking good right now, bro.
Yeah,
Christians looking good right now. They on top of the heads of the Hebrews. They just brought down the biggest, theological nigga, extraterrestrial Anunnaki nigga. And then he's talking about the emerald, emerald tablets going back 36,000 years ago. Now look at that.
Yeah, right.
Now look at this. Now, okay, you saying that thought go back 36,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't show us. Now we can make the same claim with a wasp. Yeah, they got a God that goes back 36,000 years ago, and niggas will say, "Oh, that's that Billy Carson shit." They on that silly shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is, we could show a timeline leading forward and backward within that time. If we wanted to speak, if me and Kaz decided to say, "All right, nigga, yo, Kaz, let's talk about 36,000 years ago."
Right.
All right, we already know. All right, that's pre Pan,
right?
That's before the flood, so we could actually speak about the continent of Pan, and you know what I mean. And boom, boom, boom. And then if you want to know about the sunken continent of Pan, hey, this is what took place. It took place right here, 48,000 years ago.
Yeah, and something is happening at that time. You did what I'm talking about. That we can look back on Earth and say, well, here's objective proof of what was going on at that time.
Exactly. And case in point, hey, yo, Kaz, I was live the other day, right?
Yeah.
And something struck me, an undeniable fact that continent of Pan, it ain't nothing new. Like it ain't nothing niggas ain't really familiar with.
Right.
It's just
you probably seen it from a different angle.
Nah, hold up. Y'all see that? Now watch this. Y'all see that, right? Let me zoom in a little bit. Man. Now we know that's the Ring of Fire, right? That's the Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
Right? That's nothing new. But answer me this. Why does there has no Ring of Fire nowhere else outside the Pacific Ocean? If this was a natural phenomenon, why it ain't over on the west coast of America or South America or even Africa? Look at this one right here. This right here. Why is
Where's the Ring of Fire between India and Africa?
Yeah, why ain't a couple of Ring of Fires around here if this is a natural phenomenon?
Because it ain't natural
occurrence. So this is solidifying Pan because it sits right in the area where the continent was sitting and sunken.
You know what's another dagger? Speaking on this, all the volcanoes in the Pacific Ring of Fire, except 5, were made at the same time. How you make 100? How you make 100 volcanoes all at once?
That's crazy. That is wild.
Now
look at that.
Another giveaway. Another giveaway is that Eighth carved Japan off of pond and pushed it beneath the Asian continent, right? If that's true, right, we should see the tectonic plate, right, called the Pacific Plate, moving north and west towards Japan. Guess what way the north? Guess which way the north, the Pacific Plate moves? Northwest.
See that?
Straight towards Japan and right up under the Asian continent.
Now look, this is a depiction of Pan in the Owaspy before it sunk. Now, if you notice, this ain't the Pacific Ocean at this point. There is no Pacific Ocean.
Hold on, you ain't showing it. You still showing the Ring of Fire.
Word. Hold on.
It's still on the Ring of Fire.
It's still on the Ring of Fire now?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. You know what? Let me share my screen. All right, 1 second.
Daryl Cosmon in the house. Angelic in the house. Nazarene is seen. The Cali Connect. Dreadful Cosmon.
Gang.
You know what I'm talking about? What up, though?
You see it now, Ken?
Yeah.
Now look, the Pacific Ocean ain't the Pacific Ocean at this point.
No.
And look, you see the little sea between Pan and Asia. You see another sea between Pan and America. But look at the inland of water coming in from the Americas right here, where we would know as the Grand Canyon to be today. That Grand Canyon, the way that shit, the reason why that shit looked like that, because nigga, that shit was on the water.
I think Pan is bigger too.
Yeah. All those continents should be connected prior to this one.
Yeah.
That was this one here would be at a later time, but all those continents should have been one piece.
But Owaspy, the only book showing you right up in here is a continent, right? Here's another outline of it.
And notice that triangular shape too. That's the key.
Right. You see that, Raz?
Mm-hmm.
But then when you look at the Ring of Fire, it's only in the Pacific side and no other place. Mm-hmm. The very side that Jehovah, through his high range angels, decided to sink this joint.
Yep. And throw up a picture of the tectonic plates. The outline of the tectonic plates. You dig what I'm talking about? You can see a shattered pine. And the outline of it go. This is why I believe the water is smaller, right? I think pond is even bigger. Look that one right there. That's
look at Pan right there.
Hold on, go to that other one.
All right.
Go back to that other one because it showed that the one right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. Over. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Now that's what the tectonic plates look like. Generally moving north and west in the Pacific. How? And how is the plate pushed up under South and North America? Right? How is it, if it's moving north and west normally, right? How is it now the tectonic plate pushed under the west coast of America? And this is what goes on to create your Rockies. Now, if you notice the triangular shape, this is why I think it's bigger.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's bigger than what they're saying it is, and but you can still see that triangle shape.
Look at Pan in comparison to Africa, yo.
It's 3-4 Africas.
Although they probably got Africa a little smaller on this map, but still, though, Pan of the massive size of that Pacific side is like massive. It's way bigger than the Atlantic.
They say it's roughly about 63 million square miles.
A whole missing history of 48,000 years going down the drain, and niggas ain't got a clue what the fuck happened. To the point today, niggas is like, oh, nigga, y'all niggas speaking of fairy tales.
They saying they had cities with buildings that are big as mountains, that we think today are mountains are actually buildings on the floor of the Pacific. Could you imagine what these cities look like, bro? They done found roads in the Pacific that run off into nowhere. How do you get rivers on the bottom of the ocean, right? If they weren't first above the water in the air.
And then, you know, Owaspy gives you that little description of some of the cities and the names prior to the flood.
Yup, the city of Mai.
Right, you already know where we're going. Right there. There you go. Hold on.
High up in the north.
Right
Yeah.
there, so my Etherian ships of fire. Now look what it's saying. Pay attention, y'all. Look what it say. My Etherian ships of fire shall surround Waga, which is the continent of Pan, on every side. Now, coming back to that continent of Pan, right? That's the continent of Pan. What does it say? My Etherian ships of fire shall surround it on every side, right? Look at the ring of fire. Same shit, every side.
Every side.
Right? Where this continent at?
And if you go back to the tectonic plate down here where it's on the bottom of the floor. Look, there's the whole jagged across the side. Whole going east and west.
Right there.
See the jagged tear right down here at the bottom?
Right here?
Yep. That's going east and west. Look, right along the Nazca plate.
Right.
And then right here down at the bottom of the Pacific plate, going east and west, all the way to America, all the way to South America, all the way damn near back to Australia. That's that crack right there.
Look at that. So what judge I say, yo?
Now go back and look, and then you will see the crack. Flip it back and forth with the maps. You'll see the crack, and you'll see where the pond fit. Look.
Right there.
Look. I can't make it up. I wish I could make it up this good.
Niggas ain't even got no explanation for that. My Etherian ships of fire shall surround the continent of Pan on every side. Right? And I will cut loose the foundation of the earth at the borders of the ocean and the mountains of Gan. Neither shall any prop nor cornerstone stop my hand. And I will send rains and winds and thundering, and waters of the great deep shall come upon the lands, and the great cities shall go down and be swallowed up. So here we got great
That's some heavy shit right there, bro.
Yeah, it is. That shit is, that's some other shit. That's whoever was living around, those people who had to experience this shit, even the survivors. Let's look at the Ions. That level of panic and fear stricken is abnormal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got to think about it. At the time, there's an etheric ring around the continent, right? At the time that it's rocking, rolling, being torn from the continental shelf, You dig what I'm talking about? Sliced up like a pizza and pushed beneath the waves. You got to remember, all around it, volcanoes are going off. At the edge of the ring of fire, right? Volcanoes are going off. So as far as you can see, it's black and the sky is full of fire. Right? The earth is rumbling so much that the land beneath your feet is literally liquefying.
Look at that right there, yo. Look at the waters coming upon the land. What the verse say?
Mm-hmm.
What the verse say? And the waters of the great deep shall come upon the land. What do we see here?
Mm.
What do we see here? Now just imagine this is pen. Because it's
Terrifying.
right here. Look, it says the great cities.
Multiple.
And then you usually have great cities upon coastlines.
Facts.
New York, Cali, Atlanta,
Miami.
even Chicago.
Everywhere.
Yeah, wherever there's a waterline, Miami,
Yeah.
exactly, Texas.
Just a city there. Yeah.
Hey, Dubai wouldn't stood a chance.
Think about it, but you got 37.5 billion pounds per square inch being put on 63 million square miles. No, it don't have a chance.
And then look, so we got mountains of Gan, we got great cities, right? And then it states next, and the rich valleys of Ma.
Mm-hmm.
Rich valleys. I wonder what that looked like.
Man.
With her thousands of cities, not hundreds, thousands of cities shall be pierced with the madness of men and women fleeing before the waters of the ocean. Coming back to this.
That's what they would have seen first.
Right.
They'd have felt the earthquake first.
You know what? They would have seen them goddamn ships first, lingering up in the atmosphere. Like, what the fuck going on over there? Then
you wouldn't have been able to see the dome though.
But you know what? That depends if they made themselves visible.
Right, because they could have did all that outside of the electromagnetic spectrum.
Yeah, they could have did that shit invisible to have niggas thinking that was just a natural occurrence.
Right, so you would have been looking through the etheric tube. You wouldn't even have seen it.
As you probably just would have seen the fire, some shit like that. You know.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So it says, and the rich valleys of Ma, with her 1,000 cities, shall be pierced with the madness of men and women fleeing before the water of the ocean, and women and children shall fall by the wayside and be drowned, and men shall go down in the waters not rise. And look at this, it ain't done. So on that verse, we got the rich valleys of Ma, with her thousands of cities. So that's another joint.
I think Ma is the southeastern corner of how they explain it is the southeastern corners of pond closest to America.
Now it says the rich valleys. Now let's see what looks kind of rich valleys, although this is a depiction.
Down here to the right. Yup, right in there.
Yeah, this looks like rich valleys. And then the other one said the mountains of Gan. And we know up here is the mountainous range.
Yeah, that's the one to the north. I think Gan is over here to your right.
Over here.
No, other side. Right there. Those are the mountains of Gan and the valleys of Mai. To my understanding. But here's one at the bottom too. A mountain range.
Right.
At the bottom in a valley. Right?
And look at that. Look at the river streams.
Right. This is what I'm saying. See, like they still there.
That's what I'm saying. When they talk about finding them,
see the one up here in the up top in the north, they got the hook on the bottom.
Right here.
Yeah, they found that one. That river already been charted out. They know it was there. So they like, dude, listen, how could this possibly be? They don't understand this thing, 6,000,
But you know
5,000
what
feet below
though?
the water.
It would make sense because salt water is light, fresh water is heavy. So if that shit is suppressed under, if that shit gets suppressed and then secreted under salt water, it's gonna stay down there. It's gonna stay in this. It's gonna stay in this density, I should say.
And if you think about it, if the river is anywhere as big as is depicted, you got to think about it. That thing long. Look, it's longer than the Mississippi.
Right, exactly. That's a whole nother now.
Yeah, you dig what I'm talking about. So it would be deep. So even if it did get filled in with some material, it would still show. That means it's a massive waterway.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
An underwater lake in the Pacific Ocean is typically referred to as a brine pool. Damn, look at that, Joe.
And you remember what, about a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months ago, the flood in North Carolina. There was
Yeah.
some floods going over in Asia that really didn't get no coverage like that. I'm talking
what?
about massive water,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
like over in Thailand and certain parts of India. It was like massive floods and rivers going on over there that really didn't get no coverage.
Now, this is how we got to look at this, though. See this right here?
You can see the screen still?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Go ahead. What you was about to say?
Now, no. Go roll back up. Roll back up.
Okay,
Right there. Yeah. Now, look at the ocean basin, right? This is the Challenger Deep all the way down here, right?
Right.
Way down at the bottom. But here go the ocean floor, right? Way up here at, what's that, 6,000 feet below, meters below. But
right
you
here?
see the structure right next to it? Looks like a point.
Right. Yeah, that dip right there.
No, going up.
Right. You talking about right here?
Yeah. I think those are pyramids, not mountains. As a matter of fact, I want y'all to understand. If
we're looking at the top of Pan.
Correct. So imagine where the Challenger Deep, right, way down here, is up here above the water. That's a massive mountain then, right? But I think it's a structure, not a mountain.
Well, look at this shit right here, though. This right here is
what is that?
It looked like a fucking dagger. Like
okay,
it's like one of them angels with them ships got them through a laser light.
Now, if you was gonna chop up some
stuff, I like some chop up shit right there.
Uh-huh. Now I want y'all to understand this. See where the ocean basin is, where the floor is, right? Hawaii, right, extends all the way up to the surface and above the water, but it is connected to the ocean basin. So we got to step back and look at the real big picture. Hawaii literally is a mountaintop on pond.
Exactly, yo. That shit survived, Joe.
It was tall enough. So imagine, okay, so it starts to make sense. These mountains that the Ions was in, that these giants who couldn't readily get to them, right? They would have to be very high places and probably mess with their breathing.
Right.
And this is why they were able to hide. Right. And it makes sense if the water is going as high as the tallest mountain, and we know those are the Himalayas, and they 11,000 miles away, right? Well, then how tall is the mountains above the water? That means Hawaii, if it's sitting on the basin, is over 8,000, some 10,000 feet as a mountain. That makes sense. You dig what I'm talking about when you understand that the 138 boats was built in the top of the mountains and the water rose to the tops of the mountains.
Yeah, right. Back to the verse. Right. Right. So look. The wide plains of Og. Let's go back to the map.
So Og or Og.
Let's go back to the map.
Ain't necessarily what they told us it was, correct?
Right. It said the wide plains of Og. What's the wide plains at?
So that name is older than the biblical narrative.
See that? And notice to me, when I was reading these names, I'm like, yo, a lot of these names sound Asiatic. This right here, the Temple of Ku. That sounds like some nigga.
That's like this in Southeast Asia, don't it?
Yeah, that's what this sounds like.
So Pinj, the word Pinj, it sounds like it could be in
Chinese and shit.
or Indian, East Indian.
Yeah.
Bart, Gan, Saing. That sound hella Asian.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. When I first read this, I was like, all right, this seemed like it was more Asian. Because I ain't seen no nigga on this motherfucker yet. You know what I mean? When I was reading this shit, I was like, this shit sound Asiatic. Like I said, the only nigga, if they put that foo at the end of that motherfucker, the Temple of Khufu in that bit, but Ku. Although it was a mighty country, I'm sure it was different nationalities, of course.
No, it's all black. It's all black. Everything is just all black.
Hold on, we gotta keep it real too. The names that we hear coming out of Africa, you dig what I'm talking about? Today weren't necessarily like the names of ancient. They were like Chad.
Right.
That's an African name.
But even if these is Asian names, it still could be niggas because you show, look, you know.
Right.
You can see
but I think Bart, the Bart, see Bart?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just like Tules, Bart, I think Gan could also be could be Negroidal too.
You automatically think Bart.
It may hint towards a people type, though. You did what I'm talking about.
All right, let me read the verse and then we're going to elaborate on it. And the wide plains of, let me take a drink real sip.
In the wide plains of Og.
Hey, yo, Cosmo.
Yeah.
You got to do one of them joints like that with the AI joint.
Yeah. And the wide plains of Og, with 1,000 cities and great capital of Pinj, and the temples of Ku, Gan and Saing shall sing to rise no more. And the deluge, the air of heaven shall be filled with the screaming and wailing of millions of mortals going down.
Especially when you use the term deluge. The average nigga just don't use the word. Like,
you gotta put your Batman voice on. I will rescue them.
Do an audio version of it. Have them sound effects going and shit.
I will carry them to the Aegean regions.
But look, see, that's the killer.
Yep.
For all the niggas who was like, oh, look, your God destroyed the continent, killed all those people. What did the verse say? I will rescue them from darkness. Show me a verse in the Bible where God talking about rescuing niggas from darkness.
Yeah.
After the flood. Or as far as the people he flooded, he destroying in the flood.
No, he was mad.
Man, you got hey, believe it or not, bro, you got a very valid point right there. And I should take you from the darkness. Yeah, man, look.
Yeah,
You're
look
right.
at that. I will rescue them from darkness. I will carry them to the Aegean regions, which I previously created for the spirits of darkness. He already had this shit prepared. He already knew this shit was gonna happen. That's creator.
That's creator.
I will appoint over, because keep in mind, you remember this. Every time the beginning of an arc cycle comes, Jehovah already lays out the subdivisions of the cycle of the rise and fall of the nations with the grades and rates. Mm-hmm. He give that to the guys at the beginning of the arc cycle, so he know that in the sixth den, these niggas gonna take a fall. In the next den, I'm sinking this bitch. And when I sink it out, I'm gonna set up a colony for these niggas. And that's what he's saying. I will appoint over them gods and goddesses to what teach them of me and my kingdom. These same niggas who's running around as cannibals and barbarians on Pan right now, who's about to be sunken in the continent, all the women and children that's going to be sunken in the continent, that's going to perish in the continent, Jehovah's saying, yo, I'm going to rescue them from darkness. See that? So,
I don't see how we spoke.
You can't go wrong with that. Hold on. Let me answer this door real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a lot. Ooh. He said to the Aegean field, so he fructified them. He grew them up. He took them to a region prepared for that darkness so they could take it and rise higher. When I previously created for spirits of darkness, and I will appoint over them gods and goddesses. These are the people who lost their life in the deluge. By the way, for all those who would like to know, during the deluge, Owaspy states 24.4 billion with a B billion people lost their lives during this calamity. 24.4 billion people, 3 times as many as the amount of people that are on the earth today. Right? But this is the dope part about the creator. Y'all gotta read it. And then listen, for all y'all aboriginals, read the Algonquin flood myth. It is word for word what's in Owaspy. And Owaspy told the story in 1881 before the Algonquins told anybody in 1943. The Algonquins didn't write the story down in 1943. Owaspy had it in 1881. How? They hadn't told nobody. You dig what I'm talking about? So how did they get the story? That means you got it 24,000 years ago with Amaraka, the so-called Noah, the people who exist after the flood. As a matter of fact, 34 ships land in this area of Guatemala that is now called Guatemala. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. It looked weird. I got this thing up, but it won't like turn my camera on like
that backdrop.
Yeah, it's just the backdrop. It won't like show me. So
hey, you're moving outside of visible light, yo. You know, raise the frequency up.
Hey, that's why they call me the gamma ray. Boy,
you using the computer, the built-in webcam, or you got a external webcam
No, it was supposed to. It's the built-in webcam. The one I use, like
you normally use?
on other ones, it come on. Like if I go on StreamYard on another link, it pop right on. It don't. I don't have no problems. But if I go on my Cosmon Cal one, it do this. And like, look, if I take that off,
Oh yeah, okay.
you
Well,
go
you
dark.
said you got some problems with that one though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just this. It's just this page. You dig what I'm saying? All the rest of them, or if I go on any other, you dig what I'm talking about? Turn my camera on, it look just fine. So I don't know if I didn't allow it to do something initially or something.
Yeah, it's like I don't see bronze either. It's like I hear him. And
Yeah,
I see him
but that's only your student. Like if I cut my camera off, I go off screen. See, like your screen
that's
black.
off screen right now. See, I'm like right off screen.
And you can't even see me now. Like if you look at your screen, it's just pure black.
Yeah, that's something like what the fuck.
I got my thing off, so that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all don't see this face.
I just cut it on just because it looked like make it look like something.
Right.
I mean, make it look like something. Bronze, yo. Say yogurt.
Your face, nigga.
Say yogurt of bronze. You dead, my dear sir.
Yeah, man. We're gonna see what this debate about. We're gonna see what this debate about. Them your people you said, Cosmo, you said, right? You know them?
I know Shaka. I know Shaka. And but you know, they like they used to be down with JJ, I think. And then they kind of split off and start doing their own thing with like Lions Den, and then JJ had his own thing going on and the universal debate stuff, and so they kind of like a mixed little crew, but they do a lot of just arguing in the back chat. It's a debate league, but don't nobody debate. I don't really see it, you know.
Niggas be having a debate about arguing.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, arguing, you know, debating.
I would be setting that stuff up. You dig what I'm talking about? But you know, they you know, dudes want unbiased platforms, and those are hard to come by. The game is unbiased. We don't have a dog in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
But we understand and overstand the topic on both sides. Mm-hmm. So whoever come with the truth and the most convincing argument gonna win.
Right.
You dig what I'm talking about? The crazy part is in a debate, a dude could be wrong, right? But if he's so convincing and he rebuttal you so much, he might pull one off.
Look at Pastor Bennett.
Yeah. Look at Vocab Malone.
Who?
Vocab Malone.
Vocab Malone, another one.
Look at Elder Yara. Boy, these are double talk champions.
Yeah, you know, Vocab is sticking his little chest out, especially after this Billy Carson situation.
All the apologists sticking their chest out.
All of them. All of them.
Hey, listen, man. Don't listen. They better be cool, man. Don't leave Cosmon, leave young Kruger alone before he whips up the knives and the blades again. You think and goes on a Christian killing spree.
My question would be to the apologists. My question would be to the apologists. Is what is the point of salvation? What is the point of it?
Nigga, why did Jesus come back speaking Aeschylus and quoting Greek literature to Paul?
Like, why do I gotta be saved?
Yeah, why I got to be? Why I gotta believe? If
why
I don't,
gotta be Jesus?
Yeah. Why? What if I don't like that nigga? What if he owe me $5? I still gotta follow him. He owe me $5. What if he kicked my sister? I still gotta rock with him.
Because it's like, look.
You gotta turn the other cheek.
What if he slapped my mama in both cheeks though? I still gotta rock with him, bros. God damn, my mama did turn the other cheek, slapped that one too. You think what I'm talking about? I still gotta rock with him, bros.
What is the point of being saved in this nigga name?
Right, if it's still gonna be whoremongers, dogs, sorcerers,
I'm saying. So
murderers.
The point of being saved is to be in the box. The New Jerusalem.
Man.
Yo, that's like the greatest motherfucking story ever told, man.
Yo,
the Bible is the greatest story ever told, man.
Yeah, it's the greatest lie ever told. It is. It's so, listen, it's so fantastical. And you got to give it to niggas like Osiris, Luamon, Kabbalactus, Chisa. You did what I'm talking about? Even Ball's influence. But even all the way back to Anu. They figured out to lay this doctrine in physical words, right? And just put it just above man's pay grade of learning to keep him asking questions. And to keep him basically in ignorance, subservient. You know what I mean? So it was just barely above man's comprehension. Man still had questions. He's still wondering, but like Osiris said, man, we ain't duping these niggas today. We not worried about them. They gonna die in a minute.
Right.
But what about the nigga in 20 years, 40 years, 100 years, 500 years? We laying that sauce for these niggas 1,000 years from now.
That's crazy,
right?
Bro.
Think about it. Luamon been laying this sauce down since Ezra.
Imagine that.
He been laying. So he
been around since then.
Yeah, since Babylon. He was around before then.
Yeah.
It's my idea that even after Ashtaroth falls in Persia, it's Luamon. Right? It's right. Luamon under Marduk that picks up the name. You dig what I'm talking about? And he go on through them Hebrew. And then this is why he used the Babylonians to write a quote unquote Hebrew Bible, because they the only people speaking it. The real Israelites didn't speak Hebrew. They speak Aramaic. The Edomites actually speak Hebrew, like Saul, like Paul, like Apollonius. They speak Samaritan Hebrew. Abraham didn't speak Hebrew.
Samaritan Hebrew is closer to the Paleo than the Babylonian Hebrew and shit.
But we looking at that the Paleo-Indo-European language might be Samaris, the Samaris language of Egypt, and would be the forefather of all the Hebraic tongues and all that. It would be the forefather of all Paleo-Indo-European tongues, right up out of Egypt. And it would make sense because they're calling themselves not Shemites, but Semites. And the language is named Semiras. Semiras. You dig what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where you would get your Semite people from, speaking a Hebraic language sourced 100% out of the tongue of Egypt. And where they go with it? They went to northern, western Europe. From the time of Joshua's death and from the time of The fall of Egypt, 32 BC. Them niggas that went way up there and have been mixing and twisting. You dig what I'm saying? From that time, producing the people we commonly call Europeans today.
Imagine that, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that, son. Them Italians, them Sicilian motherfuckers.
Come out of a three-way mix.
Yo, I think I'm Sicilian, son.
Yo, Stein.
Boy.
You Bugsy Siegel, nigga. Lucky Lou.
Hey, Tony, tell me about it. Forget about it.
Listen here, see that.
Sicilian blood
See
coming out there, man. I love me some Sicilian food, man. I just love my pasta and my
I
pizza.
like garlic.
Forget about it.
You like garlic, Sila?
You said garlic bread?
Yeah, like garlic onions, and garlic and onions in your food and stuff. Like in Italian food.
Yeah, I'm Italian. I'm Sicilian, my nigga. I'm trying to tell you, boy.
I think I'm Blexican. I'm Black Mexican.
Hey, Cal.
Hey, listen, bro.
Cal.
Yo.
You have Joe Pesci, man.
Yeah, Cosmo definitely Sicilian, man. He's Sicilian.
Hey, that brother had Joe Pesci, boy.
Yeah, so what are you saying there, Brian? What are you saying?
Hey. So you think I'm funny? You think I'm funny?
You think I'm like funny? Huh? Yeah, man. Shout out my dog Joe Pesci. Hey, he was a monster in that movie, bro.
Be the truth, bro.
Yeah. He was a monster in that movie.
The truth, my nigga.
So tell me why you think I'm funny.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Bronze. Hey, yo, Bronze.
What's up, man?
When I reenacted that shit in the show and shit? When I did
oh, yeah. On this Atlanta's Ugly. Yeah. Hey, you know the people want that 2-hour special, though, player.
Yeah.
Start stretching them bitches out a little longer and shit. You know what I mean?
We want that 2-hour special because it's good, bro.
It got to
it's
go
good.
down, though. See, like it's getting ugly right now. It's all bad.
Yeah, I'm about to get on some gangster shit in a minute because I like to shoot 'em up murder shit. You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes I'll just neutralize it out, give some dialogue, and then
set
when I
the
do
storyline up.
Yeah, but some niggas don't be. You know, I got a certain. You know, I know my audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, some of the cast members I work with, they've been on like other sets and shit like that. And I be trying to tell them niggas, I'm like, yo, I know my audience, man. Them niggas, they want to see at least some shoot 'em up shit going on in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I always try to get it. Like a little bang 'em up, shoot 'em out scene or something like that. But lately, I just been
gotta show the other side of the game, the bang outs, the shootouts, spinning the block.
Right.
You gotta show
But like you know, we some thinking niggas, so we like to show storyline and
it's part of the craft, man. It's part of the craft. Part of the craft of acting and you know, it's media, man. It's great stuff, man. You can really get some stories told. It's good to me, man. It's good to me.
I really want to take Lou Among and Jabril's story.
Yeah.
And turn that shit into some motherfucking.
Yeah.
It's Cosmo. You already know.
Hey, listen. I'll be a hating ass Lou Among.
Nah. I want to see you as Lou Among. I see you more like Jabril.
Yeah. I'll put in work like
Jabril. We'll find somebody.
Jabril was hard. And I would really take it. I see why Jabril was mad. You did what I'm talking about. He put in all the work.
Hey, cuz I'm playing True God, nigga. Fuck that.
Hey, and if you think about it, a lot of the cast is coming out now about things on YouTube. It's Gabriel-ish. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, I've been in the industry, this, that, and the other, and I ain't really got my my roses, so I'm gonna spill the beans. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, C-Lock, hey, we'll talk about it more.
Look, Lucy said he'll be Lou Among.
hey. Nigga, little mongrel white boy anyway. Come on, nigga. You would look just like that nigga. Looking like Jesus and shit. Nigga, we know Jesus look like Louis, nigga.
Lou shit already look like Jesus and shit.
You already look like Jesus, nigga.
The Latin Jesus out this bitch. Yo, you know what? That shit would be hard to have Lucy play Lou Among, and you was Jabril. You already goddamn on some more rah-rah shit. I'll play True God. I'm the neutral nigga. Trying to, you know what I mean? Hey, and we could start it where Aja, the discussions of Aja is coming. And y'all niggas starting to see our slight disagreements about what got to be done during the time of Aja. You know, we show the cause of the split. Why niggas is going in the direction that they're going in.
Yeah, or you could start with Jaja speaking to True God about the Aja, because he tell True God to go warn the Trinity.
Yeah, so we can start off with the council and the light, the Etherian light, and the voice coming down, giving the decree. Yeah. And then come back in the other room and be like, all right, niggas, this is what the creator said. And that'll be crazy. We talking just like that.
1150 and 750 is going down.
Jehovah said, man, y'all niggas better straighten the fuck up because he ain't playing right now. Just imagine just like that.
I was about to tear shit up, son. Word, B. You know,
just like that.
Man, I'm coming in. I'm coming in like a period.
And God stepped in like word. They be in the whole crowd be like, and God be like word.
So look, we'll play the gods, and then we're gonna have a nigga to play Muhammad, and have the nigga play Constantine.
Well, which one we gonna show?
If he was to actually show like redo the reenactment of that shit,
man, we'll be walking from the Assyrian time on down to Constantine.
You know what's dope? Remember, what'll be super duper dope to show in that movie Clash of the Titans? You know what I mean? The updated one, the latest one,
when
right?
The gods was talking and they was finagling with the man on the ground.
Nah. When the gods was talking in the atmosphere on their throne, but they could see below there and see the earth.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But they
was
influencing dudes on the ground.
That's what I'm saying. We need to see. We need that type of depiction. I was thinking the
same thing, bro. I was thinking the same thing, bro.
And they could be up in that realm, invisible to man, but it's being seen.
Inspiring man. You dig what I'm talking about? They don't know that, but it'll be dope because on earth there is a war, just like in heaven there is a war.
Right. All right, there you go. I found it. Man, come on, yo. Let me fuck around and start playing with this AI shit. Look at that shit right there. There that. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Then you see the earth laid out. That's not
right. Right. The niggas in the second heaven and shit. The lower atmosphere of the second heaven.
The crazy part is Owaspi kind of explained it like this.
That's crazy.
You see the semicircle?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Cosmo, you go over, take over this region.
Right.
You take over this region.
Right.
Hey, and I think it's Deuteronomy. The book of Jasper. They talk about how certain angels had certain
divisions
over certain regions, but due to the translations of the different of the Bible, one version may say Israel, and then one version says angels. But what makes more sense is when it says angels, because the angels were given dominion over certain regions.
And let's not forget the Akkadian text and the ball cycle, which calls these 70 sons of El or God, the one who gets control over Israel is Yahweh. But Yahweh is a brother to Baal and Ashtaroth.
And all this fits the narrative of these niggas sitting on their thrones, regardless
But-
of who the gods is. What's the same game, different players?
Yeah, but how about it even get even deeper? Because Baal and Ashtaroth are both Yahweh. This is why it's a male and female aspect in the word.
Right, because in the triangular war with Baal, Ashtaroth, and Osiris, that would have been the marriage between them two during that time.
And they even if they didn't like each other, even if they was beefing against Osiris, they still had a hate for the faithists.
Yeah, imagine that. They warned, all three of them niggas warned against each other, but still got a hate for us and shit.
So they
look at this.
Yeah.
Check this out. Look. All right, so we see the niggas on their thrones, right? And below you see the earth. Now look at this verse in the Watch. And Jehovah caused the angels of Atmospheria to assemble together and organize the first kingdom of heaven, of the earth. And the place was called Horeb because it was the place of the first organic abiding place of the first God of this world. Now look at that. Does that not fit that type of shit right there? That's like Dantes and his host coming right there, setting up over pond.
That's how they explain it in Luca.
Hey, you know the trick about it too? If the show American Gods was to continue, I think they probably would have got on this type of stuff.
Oh yeah, they was gonna have to.
They would have had to eventually get on this because the way it was depicted, like it was ancient knowledge, but depicted in a modern format. It would eventually got to this point.
Once you understand, Baal is old one eye himself, Odin, right? The second Osir or third Osir, also Cernunnos. You dig what I'm talking about? They would have had to get to Zeus. At the same time, Baal is Zeus. So when you go back on Wednesday's story, don't matter if you're talking about Wednesday or if you're talking about Odin, who is Wednesday, or if you're talking about Baal, or you dig what I'm talking about, you only talking about one deity.
One deity.
It's crazy.
One out of a numerous deities.
Yeah.
In numerous. You can't even put a count on these angels.
Right.
But look how that shit fit the narrative, though, yo.
And that alone just tells you how, like, that gives you at least somewhat of a elementary guess on how old humans been around. You know what I'm saying? Without looking in books.
Right. And my thing is, we're gonna have to get into that and show the people too, because they think just because this round of man been around 78,000, 80,000 years, that's the only time man has ever been on the planet. They don't know we do this thing over and over and over, and that we got millions of years of existence. And think about it. Owaspy gives a date of over 14 million, right?
Exactly.
For the existence of man on Earth. Now, if during every 576,000 years, right, you've had 144,000 years of existence of man each time, you dig what I'm talking about? We didn't did this like 100 times then. We didn't did this like 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm talking about?
We just a new stock of fruits for this year.
Yeah. We didn't did this like 10, 11 times already. You dig what I'm saying? Man been around a minute. But he pop up, show out, go extinct, come back around the next year. You know what I mean?
See, that's
crazy.
That's what I was.
Yeah, man, lay low for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Lay low like in certain movies. You know how the niggas be creeping up.
Yeah.
Cocking the piece sideways, lay low for a couple 100 years, pop back up. And it's like it's a new whole civilization.
Yeah, it's like
Right. They say, man,
that's why the
got 8
wasp
levels of vortexia.
because the cycle is like the 4 seasons. You know what I
And
mean?
they say man got 8 levels of vortexia. If you do 144 times 8, what is that? 8,352. That's damn near 9. 14, yeah, we done did this thing about 10 times. Hey.
Yeah.
Say man got 8 levels of vortexia.
Man been being created, inhabited, and going extinct. This is the 7th. We in the 7th inhabitable age. Niggas done been created, inhabited, and extinct 6 times over. And we're in the 7th age. That's basically saying we in the 7th summer.
It's crazy.
That's heavy right there, man.
What's even heavier is this. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on this little joint, whatever, dealing with this doc, but I'm challenging this bones of millions of years old and shit like that, because when I do the research on skeletization of bones, when I do the research of the disintegration of human bones, don't none of that shit go back to no millions of years.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Let me pull it up and show you. Let me give you an example of what I'm saying.
And the simple fact of the short carbon decay rate in anything when you're trying to radiocarbon date it, anything over 6,000 years or 5,730 years throws it off date. You dig what I'm talking about? And so if these things are millions and millions of years old, even as fossils, right? How is it possible that they're pulling DNA from the bone?
Exactly. Read that. Read that right there, Kaz. What did that say?
The time it takes for a human skeleton to disintegrate depends on the environment, correct? And other factors, and can range from a few years to hundreds of years, correct?
Now, did it say a million of years?
No.
All right, now read the second one right here.
Infertile soil, right? Which is what most of this stuff is. Infertile soil acids dissolve the skeleton of a human or other mid to large size mammals in about 20 years, bones included.
Is that a million years?
No.
Read that
nowhere
right
near. It don't even say 1,000 years.
there. Read that right there.
If animals do not destroy or move the bones, skeletons normally take around 20 years to dissolve in fertile soil. However, in sand or neutral soil, skeletons can remain intact for hundreds of years.
Now, we just read different references dealing with the decomposition and disintegrating of human bones, and nothing referenced millions of years. So when Owaspy say that man is 80,000 years old, it's not too far-fetched if bones don't even last not even a couple hundred years based off of this right here.
Now, if y'all want to make this make sense, I advise you to go look at Cosmon Cal TV. I just did a show on called The Cosmon Theory of Rational Carbon Dating, right? How you make, using the timetable of prophecy, right? Understanding the Gadol and the error degree, right? Because if you're going to find the error, man, it's probably useful to you to use the error to find this time. If you're going to find the age of the earth, you use the greater count, which is the Gadol degree, right? So if using the radiocarbon datings that they give, I give a theory on how to rationalize the carbon dating, and it lines up directly with Owaspy. It don't matter if you saying man is 300,000 years old, right? Lining up with Owaspy, that's 72,000 years for modern man. Exactly. They're 300 every using to find the man. Y'all, let me see if I can find this real quick. Let me see if I can find this real quick.
But look, here's another reference to skeletization. After skeletonization, if scavengers animals do not destroy or remove the bones, acids in many fertile soils take about 20 years to completely dissolve. The skeleton of a mid to large sized mammals, such as humans, leave no trace of their organism. In neutral pH soil or sand, the skeleton can persist for hundreds of years before it finally disintegrates. Alternatively, especially in very fine, dry, salty, onyx, or mild alkaline soils, bones may undergo fossilization, converting into minerals that may persist indefinitely.
Yeah.
So here we have an example of skeletonization that's taking place that don't go back to no millions of years. Go back, King. Go ahead, King.
And then, and this is a very good point too, what you was saying, what you was reading, man, because depending on what part of the earth you're in, what part of the region, you got people over here, you got people over there. Now imagine all the animals, whether it be, just name it, snakes, hippopotamuses, giraffes, zebras, human bones, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what part of the earth would pretty much determine on how fast the bones deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? So,
because if you fell in the jungle, right, with the high rainwater animals, you're not going to make it 20 years.
I know. Good point. Now, with that being understood, what we just read about the decomposition of man, we're going back now to Asu. We're going back to a time period where man wasn't burying niggas like how we bury niggas today. This is before man was civilized. So when we go to primitive man now, primitive man bones should still be relevant. It shouldn't be going back to no millions of years old. We just proved it that it don't go back to millions of years old with just this information right here.
All right.
So the bones, the Homo sapiens, the Homo erectus, these Anthropithecus and all these findings that they're finding, man, them shit's within the range of more what Owaspy saying than what these motherfucking scientists are saying when they studying the rocks, and the rocks go back millions of years old according to what they're saying, and they're trying to put man within that confinement or the bones of man in that confinement. Because right here it says,
that's one reason why I give Owaspy props, because it just come out and tell you like, yo, certain scientists don't know what the hell they talking about.
They don't.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And versus the mass, the social construct of scientists, the average media of scientists. You know what I'm saying? With Owaspy, it's like, hey, all these niggas don't know what they talking about. So you got to kind of figure out this stuff yourself.
Right. And see, the problem is that they're dating the lineage, the evolution of man based off of one straight lineage of a line of inhabitation. They're not realizing that they're those periods. That's like an apple tree giving fruit all year round for 2 million years. We know that's not how it works in nature. It's gaps. It's every cycle it rolls around before you can get to bear that fruit. Now, if they say man 2 million years old, and they're starting from a primitive ape type looking motherfucker, and then trying to say from that point onward up until now is where we got to, that's off. Nor can we say that man 2 million years ago is part of another arc cycle, or let's say the fifth garden. We can't even say that, because there would have to be a showcase of Homo sapiens, the changes, the progression of Homo sapien or like from Asu to Ayin to Gan, within that bracket of say 2 million years ago. We have to see that whole progress, and then that progress die out, and then 1 million years later, you got to show that same progress to show the inhabitable, and then you got to show inhabitational times of men during that 2 million years where it would have been civilized. So for them to say, man, it's 2 million years coming straight down the lineage of time, that's an error. Nature don't show that.
Yes, sir.
Nature don't show that.
Okay. That's my screen.
Nature
right
shows
there.
that the apple tree of last year is the apple tree of last year. This year we got a new set of apples. So that apple tree could be millions of years old, but those fruits are being produced within different progresses of time throughout the years.
That's heavy. That's heavy, now.
Yeah, share my screen for me real quick. C-Lock.
That's them cycles, man.
Sometimes the simplest things can be so heavy.
Yeah, it's the simplicity of the creator that kills shit.
Right. Now, let me see. Make sure y'all can see that. Let me make sure y'all can see that. This is called the cosmonic theory of rational carbon dating. You dig what I'm talking about? I'll just read y'all my abstract. Or objectively, many dates given in science do not correlate to what can be readily observed in nature. And with that focus in mind, carbon dating comes as a very serious obstacle when trying to place things archaeologically and geologically on a timeline, specifically when modern science is always moving the goalposts. As new and contrary information is currently and continually brought forth, with science being pigeonholed and hampered by outdated theories like evolution, and in hopes of synthesizing and harmonizing modern science with a new cosmogonic point of view, we find it necessary as new info and radically different understandings of time and how it is reckoned and applied is now dawning upon the comprehension of man, making it possible for a more common sense correlation between science, time, and history. It is not my intention, nor is this an attempt to debunk carbon dating as a useful source in certain instances. But the problem or the biggest drawbacks to carbon dating are its limited age range, only effective for items of less than 50,000 years old. So it could never date a thing accurately that was millions of years old, right? So susceptibility to contamination from other carbon sources and the potential for inaccurate results due to the fluctuations in atmospheric carbon-14 levels throughout history, particularly impacted by human activities like nuclear testing and fossil fuel burning. So, but listen, by applying the science of the timetable of prophecy to history and science, a startling correlation was observed when cross-referencing the data. Listen, this is how I did it. That by using two known proven historical events, right? One, the Laurentine glacial maximum, which correlates directly to the Great Deluge and the Ark of Noah 24,000 years ago, or 22,553 BC, right? The LGM happens in between 26,000 and 20,000 BC, right? Whose mean is exactly, 23, right? It's actually, the mean is 23,000 years, right? Never mind that. It don't even matter. It still work in the theory. So this is the one time we know it happened. 24,000 years ago, we smack dab into the Laurentine right here, 26,000, 20,000 BC, right? And also the Younger Dryas, right? Second one that we know happens, which correlates directly to a time of falling nebulous material in the year 10,953 BC during the 20th arc of the cycle of Mos. Now we know the Younger Dryas happened then, and we know the Laurentine glacial maximum happened 24,000 years ago exactly, right? So we know when they happen. So this is how we know, we're using these things as dating points to start at, right? Just like you got to know when Cosmon starts to use the timetables of prophecy. You got to know when you're starting. So, because all the math in the middle could be properly correct, but if you start in the wrong place, you're going to end in the wrong place. So we're starting in the right places, right? To apply what you will see is correlates directly to the Gadol and the era measure of time. Now watch this. By applying the timetable of prophecy, bless you, and the Gadol degree. What is the Gadol degree? 24,000 years. By applying the timetable of prophecy and the Gadol degree as a measure of 24,000 years of earth time, right? We are able to tabulate that roughly, listen, every 1 million years of carbon dated time, right, equals roughly 240 actual earth years. Let that sink in. Every time they tell you a thing is 1 million years old in carbon dating, it is actually only roughly 240 real years. So let me put that on a scale for you. This is the cosmonic radiocarbon dating conversion chart. And we're using the greater cycle of the Earth, the Gadol degree, to find the cycle. Remember, we're using the Laurentine and the glacial maximum as time point stamps, right? So using the greater cycle, we look for the greater entity, which is the Earth. So we use the larger conversion chart. So equal every 1 million years of carbon dated time right here is only actually 240 years. So 10 million carbon dated years are only 2,400 years. 50 million carbon dated years are only 12,000 years. 100 million carbon dated years is 2,400 years, or the Gadol degree. So 3 million carbon dated is 72,000 years. 400 million years is 96,000 years. 500 million years carbon dated is actually only 120,000 years. So with that in mind, right, you can go to a timetable chart like this, right? Using the Gadol degree and find the nature and time of man or the earth and line it up with the real times, the carbon dated times to the Gadol degree and the Eoptian age, or the optimal time for man to exist on the planet, right? So this is what we need to do. So when they telling you that like 500 million years ago, when you had the Cambrian explosion, everything start coming on Earth and all that, that's 120,000 years ago, or the Archean eon, or the Proterozoic eon is right here. the Archaic Eon, the Proterozoic Eon. These are the first 3,000 years in the time that oxygen triumphs on the earth, or what they call the Cambrian explosion. They don't know why life just started. It's because oxygen came up on the earth. The air was cleared and things started growing, right? You have your first infusoria and simple cells taken up on the earth 120,000 years ago, Cambrian explosion, right? And then you got the 400 million years ago, which is 96,000 years. This is right here. This is 72,000 years ago. Every one of these, see the light green and the dark green? Every one of these marks is a 3,000 year span of time, right? You're going to find out each one of these quadrants are 36,000 years. See, they got the 12 sections in it. See this? 24,000 years before the 72,000 year mark is 96,000 BC. What do we got going on? We're in the Triassic era, right? We would be in the Triassic period, 300 million years ago, 72,000 years ago, exactly. We got the creation of thinking man. Now let this sink in, right? The movie Jurassic Park was actually a reality. Man walked around with dinosaurs, right? Look, we ain't got to make it up. Right here, Paleozoic era, plants and serpents. And then what? A mass extinction at the Permian Triassic boundary. What is that? That's the Permian mass extinction. The Great Dying. Then we got the Triassic period, right? That's another 3,000 years, right? And then we got mammals coming onto the planet in the Paleogene period. But what's 6,000 years after the Triassic? Who steps onto the planet? The proto-Adamites or proto-Asu of many varieties. And this is why they don't understand how, or the hominin discussion, because they don't understand the fine tuning of man at that time. Just like animals and dinosaurs were made twice, man was made twice. You had Asu, proto-Asu during the Neogene, Permian, mid-Miocene, and you also had Asu standardized and honed 3,000 years before upright speaking man like me and you stepped onto the scene. Right here with the first god, Septantes. Right? So 6,000 years, that's 3,000. 6,000 years before that, 78,000 BC, we got the proto-Adamites stepping onto the scene. Right? So to correlate man's time cycle, right? To try to correlate man's time cycle, this is the earth time, right? Showing that it lines up. But let's correlate man's time cycle, right? So to correlate man's time cycle, we must use half of the Gadol degree, or 12,000 years, called an era, right? So to find the era of man, right, we must calculate using the era. Makes sense, correct? So the cosmonic theory for the era of man, or the lesser cycle of man, we use the era. So carbon dating, right? If it's carbon dated at 500 years, it's actually only 120 Earth years. 1,000 carbon dated years is actually only 240 years ago. 10,000 years is 2,400 actual Earth years. 50,000 carbon dated years is 12,000 Earth years. Listen, 100,000 carbon dated years is 24,000 actual Earth years. And just the 200,000 carbon dated years is 48,000 actual Earth years, or 4 eras. All right. So 50,000 carbon dated years are actually an era, 12,000 years. Now watch this. Another very interesting correlation that we find is that our current cycle, the 25th arc cycle after the creation of thinking man, called Cosmon, right? We find that by using the era time measure of 12,000 years, or 12,000 times 25, right? It equals 300,000 BC, right? 300,000 or 300,000 BC, right? Now look, which is exactly the carbon dated time given by modern science for the creation of modern humans. That's a bag drop. How you do that, Cosmon? You think that's just by mistake? Watch. Right? So every 100,000 years, right, is 24,000 actual Earth years. They say man, modern man, is 300,000 years old. So that means he's what? 24,000 times 3, or 72,000 years old. Exactly when Owaspy say he was created. Right here. 72,000 years. Look, 72,000. Each one of these is 3,000 years. 24 times 3,000 is 72,000 years. Exactly. But you lying, Cosmon. They don't say that that man is 300,000 years old. Show it. Right? Right? That's a bag drop. Now look, I wanted to show y'all. Here go the era. 360 generations, or 4 arcs, is 12,000 years. Right? That's the one we're using right now to find the era of man. But to find the Earth cycle and its degree, you use the Gadol, which is 720 generations, or 8 arc cycles of 24,000 years, right? So by replacing, right, the Gadol, or the 24,000 year count, for the era, the 12,000 year count, right, for the count of man, we are able to produce a cohesive timeline for the creation of man. Watch this. The oldest Homo sapien bones ever found shake the foundations of human history. When do they say this man was born? The idea that modern humans evolved in East Africa 200,000 years ago was challenged by extraordinary discovery of a what? A 300,000-year-old remains in Moroccan mine. So if 100,000 carbon dated years equals 24,000 Earth years, then 300,000 carbon dated years equals 72,000 years. Exactly the time for modern upright thinking man. 6 eras, or 12,000 years times 6 is 72,000, or 3 Gadols, or 24,000 year periods times 3 is 72,000 years, equaling the creation of modern man. I couldn't have done this by chance. There's no way this should work. It shouldn't even be there. But as you see, the use of the lesser cycle, this allows us to perfectly align the historical date, the scientific time, with the cosmogony brought forth in Owaspy and the timetables of prophecy. Y'all see how far ahead of the game we truly are? Y'all see how far ahead of the game we truly are? I can't even make it up this good. I can't make it up this good. You see that, C-Lock?
Hey, we basically challenging the known theories of today.
Period. All of them.
You know what I mean? That's dope right there, bro. I'm telling you. A Wasp made because like when I first read it, I was talking about, man, it goes back 72,000 years old. And I was just like, damn, that ain't that long. But then when I seen the pockets, like, he ain't. That's just for now. There's been other times he existed, but just for this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, okay, so man is created and inhabited and they go extinct. I was like, damn, and like that makes sense. Yep. But they got you believing in the evolution theory or whatever the fuck. That man came on the scene and just was here 2 million. Because I'm doing a little joint. I'm working on the progression of men or whatever. So you got the oldest so-called. Said, matter of fact, let me show. So I don't, I don't give a fuck. I show a little clip of it, a little part of it.
Well, once we understand it, the bones ain't really that old. You dig what
That's
I'm
what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah. So we would see dinosaur like things all the way up to the Younger Dryas. That's 12,000 years, 10,000, 8,000 years old.
If these niggas could find goddamn dinosaur so-called bones,
yeah,
then that shit is not that old.
Hold on, come on, because you telling me this 250 million years,
right? Exactly.
300 million, 300 million, not 3 million, 300 million. You dig what? How? If that was the case, there would be bodies piled up everywhere. You did what I'm talking about. You would be able to find Moses and Jesus and them because them niggas with bones would still be around if that was the case.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But we know usually it don't even take no 20 years. A little bit of water. You out of there in 5. You out of there in 3 in the jungle. You out of there in 1 year in the jungle.
Right.
They'll never even find your body.
Exactly.
Kizzy. What up, though?
There go Lucy. What up, Luce?
Look, young Lil Mog himself. That nigga gonna be Lil Mog, man.
Lucy Mung.
That'll be perfect, Lou. That'll be crazy.
It's Lushu. You know what I'm saying? But Sailor always be calling me Lucy. You know what I'm saying? I just want the audience. I want he could call me that. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of y'all, the audience, no Lucy is Lushu. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm gonna get it right, man.
Nah, you good, bro. You straight. Now I'm straight. I just wanted to pop through, see what's good with y'all. I've been listening in. I'm on my way home from work and shit. So,
okay,
man. Laying out these new theories, man. We coming in with new theories, change the game up, bro.
Yeah, we challenging millions of years old. We challenging the bones of millions of years old, based off the disintegration of skeletons in the time period they give skeletons to be disintegrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a time span of a couple of hundred to some thousands of years old. So I'm like, that fits what the Wasp will say about man being 78,000 years and bones disintegrating within 1,000-year range period, So I'm like, but none of them reference millions of years. So I was like, and then I seen your comment when you were talking about, go ahead and elaborate on that when you were talking about the how they measure the rock around the.
Oh yeah, well y'all already kind of touched on it, but yeah, basically the average age of rocks is around hundreds of millions. They most of the time, not all rocks. Some can be younger, obviously, and then you have ones that are older, but most they say average around hundreds of millions to billions of years old. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like you already know that when they carbon date or they date fossils, they don't date the actual fossil, they date the rock around the fossil.
Yeah, they date the stuff around it. You're right.
Yeah, so you're going to get the age. So you got to, logically speaking, thinking logically, if you die by some dirt and some rocks, and obviously you're only fossilized through what? Compression. Through compression is how you fossilize, right? Muds, water and shit like that. It compresses you, and then that's how you get fossilized. If the rocks that died by you were already millions of years old,
Yeah.
of course you're gonna show up as you yourself is gonna show up like you're a million years old because they're not
You
dating
tainted.
your they're dating the fucking rock around the shit.
Yeah,
So it's like
you're tainted too. You dig what I'm talking about? That rock, the carbon from the rock will leach into your body. That's what's making you a fossil.
exactly.
You know what I mean? So now you look like you a million years old, you know?
Yeah, well shit.
But hey, look, this is the hominin. Well, it's not even a hominin actually. Because I got it broken up in 3 different categories. Octopus, Arthropithecus, and Homo. This is supposed to be the oldest, the Sahal Anthropith. The word right here, Anthropith, that's a Greek word meaning human or man.
Right.
And he's supposed to go back 7 million years old. But ain't no way in hell. See, look. San Anthropus is an extinct gene hominid dated to about 7 million years ago. He predates the Anthropithecus. The Anthropithecus come on the scene around 5 million years. And then the hominins come down a little later. But these are the 3 branches right here. It's 3 branches. Let me show them up.
And see,
right
this
here.
is what they don't get. This is the great hominin discussion that they having right now, because when the what they call the Paleo Asu or Proto-Adamites came up on the scene, it was a bunch of them, bunch of different types, all different types, and then they whittled down to primarily 3 types: the Neanderthal, the Denisovan, the little guy, the Hobbit type, and then you got your Homo erectus type.
So look, King, it's 3 classifications. You got the Anthropus, the Pithecus, and the Homo, right?
Yeah.
So the Anthropithecus is Greek for human.
Now it's got to be 4 because they threw the Hobbit on there.
No, the Hobbit that's among the Homos down here. But look what I'm showing. Because this was a part of my little presentation, but I don't give a fuck sharing it. So what I just showed you was the Sahal Anthropus dated back 7 million. That's the oldest dude. That's the oldest one. And then this is the ranges of those Anthropus. And then after that, you have the Pithecus. You have the Pithecus lineage. Mm-hmm. And the oldest Pithecus started from 5.8, coming on down. And these are the ranges of the Pithecus, the Autopithecus, the Australopithecus. And then after that, you got the Homo. And then you got the ranges of the Homo habilis, the Homo erectus, the Homo indus. So it's 3 classifications coming back up here. There's 3 classifications that when I was doing the research that I put 2 and 2 together, like, all right, they're broken up in 3 classifications. You got the Anthropus, which is the oldest, and they're classified as man by the Greeks as far as the word. Yeah. Then you got Pithecus, which falls under the term ape or monkey. And then you got Homo, which you know is man. So I'm looking at these 3 classifications from primitive men, Asu, from the Homo race being the Ions and the Aquans, but then the Pithecus, I'm looking at maybe those could be the monstrocytes or some shit like that. Because the Pithecus, or classification of an Asu, who knows, but see, the Pithecus, the word Pithecus in Greek means ape or monkey.
Right.
But
and they're not apes or monkeys.
Right. So I started thinking the monster strikes or the yaks. The Pithecus could perhaps be the yaks.
Wow. Also, you got to take into account that scientific racism, like Lucy.
Right.
They created her hip bones wider than they would be, and gave her like monkey-like feet.
And also, look, they placed Lucy around 2 million years, but the Sahal Anthropus goes back to 7 million. He's considered the oldest, and like keep in mind, Anthropus is Greek for human. So I'm looking like, could this possibly? That's what I put right here in the Owaspi. I says, and the name of the first race was Asu because they were of the earth only.
But
You know what?
remember though,
But
also
I'm not running the dates though. I'm not really going by the. I just put the dates just as
Yeah,
a
no.
reference for
I'm
me.
gonna hip you. I'm gonna hip you. I'm rolling with what you're talking about. Remember, they're calling them human. That would be colors, right? Q. You dig what I'm talking about, man?
Mhm.
Now they say, Jaja say, I created them in thousands and millions of pairs,
Right.
everywhere where they could live, and by the light upon Simu where they were, I made them their color.
Right.
So this would be your hue man, your man of hue. He would have came in every hue.
Mm.
And this would fit in with the member. Asu gets made twice. Asu gets made twice in the first 6,000 years of existence of man. From 78,000 to 72, he goes from Asu to even a primitive type, but more honed. Because after all these, you see all these types they got. They go to
Right.
four.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
go to
The
four.
different types.
It go to four. It go to four major groups: your Homo erectus, your Neanderthals, your
right.
Denisovans, and your hobbits.
Now, what you talking about is coming to the hobbitins. This down here. So right here, the Homo rodents, they got that 1.9. So man, actual man, Homo don't come on the scene until 1.9 mil, and then Homo sapiens sapien, where we supposed to be, is 200,000. Now, this is just using their number range. Now, when I do this presentation, I'm not going to be really using the numbers of years. I'm just going to be using the classification of man, of these three classifications of this possibly being Asu, Yaks, and the Ayan and Ahuan drunk race.
My thing is, I'm gonna have to do some calculations on this.
This was this was one thing I want to have a discussion with you about. You know what I mean, like when I was putting this together, because there was a couple of things I wanted your opinion on dealing with, especially the Anthropithecus side of this shit.
Yeah, and because it comes down to a honing. What we got to remember, what was happening during the first 6,000 years or the last 6,000 years of creation, coming up to the Ions. They were cleaning out the milieu or the environment, perfecting and purifying the environment so they could perfect and purify man. This is why it gets honed down from a bunch of different types to a couple types.
Because when you look at the depiction, of Asu and Owaspi, although it's a drawing, you know, I remember a long time, Lucy, you actually brought that to my attention when you was actually doing your research on the Arthropithecus, and you had brought up the Arthropithecus, and you showed that illustration that I actually just showed, and we cross-referencing it to Asu at the time. You know what I mean? Because
Arthropithecus ramidus. That's what I was about to ask you earlier. Like if you knew what Arthropithecus ramidus meant. That's what it's called, the scientific term.
Right.
Yeah.
So Arthropithecus ramidus. I was asking y'all before I go. Do you already know what it means, or you want me to just tell the audience what it means? All right. So Arthropithecus ramidus basically means it's three different languages. First, Arti, it comes from the African Afar language, and it means ground. Pithecos, Arthropithecus. You already touched on Pithecos, which is ape or monkey in Greek. And ramidus or ramidus is Latin for root. So Arthropithecus ramidus would mean root of the ground ape. That's what it would mean. And if you look at Adam means ground man. You get what I'm saying?
Earth. It makes sense.
Right.
Organization 33 in the building.
Yo, you still there hiding in the back?
Yeah, I'm still in the mix, man. You know, shout out to Lou right there.
Yeah, Lou.
What's up, Lou?
What's good with you, Brian, bro? Chilling? You know, vibing.
Yeah. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Don't sleep on Lou, man.
Right, definitely don't sleep on the brother.
But I was saying, I was gonna ask you. You know, supposedly the oldest Homo sapien they found fossil, which is a skull.
Mm-hmm.
You said what's the oldest one?
Do you know?
Yeah, it's the one in Morocco.
So it's one in East Africa. They call it the Omo one. There's an Omo one and Omo two, but I don't know if you can look up Omo one
Yeah, they
reconstruction.
O O M O.
yeah.
Omo one, yeah, number one. I don't know if you can pull it up, but
It was gone Tuesday, Monday night.
How you spell it again? You said OMO1?
yeah, Omo, OMO, and just the number one. Omo one skull.
Oh, Homo 1. Oh, okay.
What'd you put in them? What did you put in them? Oh. Oh,
Like that? Homo 1 skull? Like that right there?
yeah.
No, Omo, not the H, is OMO.
No.
Oh, okay.
You want me to share it?
Is that it right there? Omo, the British Museum.
Yeah, this is the same one.
Yeah, so go on the images and see what the images show.
Wait a
You.
minute.
Don't look at.
No, this one. No, this one.
Okay. See, now go to the one that you see where it's the two, not where it's the full reconstruction. You just see the top. Over one more. That one, yeah, pull that one up. You look at Omo 1, right? Look at Omo 1 and tell me where you get Homo sapien out of that.
Mm-hmm.
This,
That's all that was left.
Hey,
That's all that was left. But they're saying that's the earliest Homo sapien.
they got one older than this one, older than Omo 1 though. That's why I'm saying with this one right here, the oldest reliably dated fossil of Homo sapiens are the remains found at Jebel Irud archaeological site in Morocco, which are estimated to be between 280,000 and 350,000 years old. Here go Omo down here. Other early Homo sapien remains include Omo Kibish 1, located in southwestern Ethiopia. These remains date to about 230 to 196,000 years or 130 some thousand years later.
see, that goes right here into the
That go right back into what I was just showing into the carbon dating.
but and then it goes within the range of the Homo lineage.
It falls right into the time of the hominin creation in the 6,000 years before modern man. It fall right on. If you use the timetable of prophecy and apply it to the archaeological carbon dated record, it line up. Ain't no other way you could do that. How you do that? 350,000 years, 78,000 years, bruh. How does that line up like that?
That's what I'm saying. We young as hell on this planet, yo. We think.
And then did this. We got to be young because 24,000 years ago, 24.4 billion people died all at once. It's only eight. It's 3 times less that. It's only about 8 billion people on the earth right now. So
That's
we
crazy.
just restarting, recranking up.
That's right.
That means we about to, this thing about to blow up. It's not about to go down. It's about to go up.
Right.
You know what I mean? 8 billion in 24,000 years, from 12,000 to 8 billion.
That pre-Pan time period was to be crazy. From the time of Asu to Pan, to the sinking of Pan.
Shoot.
Those histories right there. Oh man.
Shoot. Listen,
that would have been real barbaric though.
No, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. It would have been barbaric.
It would have been, matter of fact, I ain't gonna say the whole cycle would have been barbaric, but like,
yeah, because
like,
the Ions would have been like Atlantis. They would have had some stuff. They would have had stuff going all on that would have been crazy.
and you know, this is man in his early development growing. So his
but this is also when man is talking, walking, dealing with angels regularly. So you got to remember, these the same niggas who carved the Mississippi with their hands.
Hey, can you imagine when Jehovah's angels are lighting on the planet when Asu stepped on this joint? How many? You know what I mean?
What they say about 27 billion came with 27 million.
27 million. So let's say half of that. Half of that runs down on that. But hey, you know what? It's 7:42, man. This debate is at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Let's
go ahead and let the people know what we got going real quick.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean?
Well, you boys better come with this fire. I want to see that Bible verse, that Nag Hammadi. Which one is older? You dig what I'm talking about? Which one is stronger and bolder? You dig what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we're going to see if these brothers got the fortitude to step to the plate. Let me see if I can get do I got a copy of
Yeah, go ahead, send them links out. You dig what I'm talking about? Get them out there to y'all boys. Y'all boys should have already been getting ready to come on in. You dig what I'm talking about? Drop the link in the chat too, just in case these boys just need to pull up.
Let me share the link right quick.
Yeah. Where my dog Malachi Maccabee at?
Well, yeah, you see him?
No, I ain't seen him yet.
We hiding. Bronzo, you still there? Bronzo's be hiding. Copy. All right, so I'm gonna drop the link.
I'm still here, nigga.
That's my guy. I dropped the link for the debate in the chat. The link for the debate is in the chat. You know what I mean? We starting at 8 o'clock. Hopefully these brothers be on time.
If there were,
you know what I mean?
Locked up.
I'm gonna go ahead and get myself situated. So I ain't got that much longer. You know what I mean? Y'all brothers go ahead and sign out. Let the people know where they can find y'all at.
Hey, man, y'all go to Cosmon Cal TV, sub, like, share, man. Thumb the videos up. Let's get to 1,000. I'm creeping up on 1,000. I'm creeping on the come up, y'all. Go ahead, man. Don't hate. Congratulate. Go over there to Cosmon Cal TV, sub, like, share. I just need y'all to breathe in, let that light in. Hey, C-Law, well, you know what we do.
Breathe in.
Hey, let that light in.
That's right.
You did what I'm talking about? Hey, I'm Cosmon. I'm out, y'all. Hey, y'all boys, come on ready, man. Get them swords good and sharp. We want to see a good debate.
That's right.
All right. We don't want to hear no excuses. We want to hear a good debate. If we need to clear something up, make your statements clear at the beginning, we can get it all together.
That's right.
But don't run.
That's right. So, yes, sir. Right. That's Cosmon Kizzy, Bronze, yo. Bronze, go over there, across the room somewhere.
It's on honor and humility, or is it here?
It's gonna be on here.
Okay.
So I got to get ready. It's late, 7:45. So. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and sign out. We're going to sign out, you know what I mean, with some music.
Excellent live, brothers. Excellent live.
Yes, all right, man. We'll see y'all in a minute, man.
Yeah, y'all click the link so y'all can go ahead and have it on a page on your page on your internet. So give y'all a minute or two to hit the link. Don't get this thing popping. 8 o'clock sharp. Let me make sure these brothers is ready. I'm gonna hit them on the messenger. All right, so we out of here. Let's rock out.
Lion and Judah rap. crucify me at the ninth hour. Charges against me, attempts to arrest me, apostate Jews, Pharisees and Sadducees. I spoke parables to the multitude at Galilee, paint pictures with parables that'll fill up a gallery. Zealous Jews, killers on a salary, jealous and confused, heart harking, burning like calories. Restore the blind, raise the dead from the coffin, bruh. But my command make angels sing like an orchestra. The scribes took notes saying I'm a sorcerer. Reports above my head, flying sorcerers. Ascending and descending lights from the Etherian heights. Ninth hour daytime turn to midnight. The ground started vibrating hard as the temples and synagogues are destroyed by God. The children of God can make God.